1. Wednesday, May 1st, 108 days until I can leave. Some people are natural storytellers. They know how to set the scene, find the right angle, when to pause for dramatic effect, or breeze past inconvenient details. I wouldn't have become a librarian if I didn't love stories, but I've never been great at telling my own. If I had a penny for every time I interrupted my own anecdote to debate whether this actually had happened on a Tuesday or if it had in fact been Thursday, then I'd have at least 40 cents, and that's way too big a chunk of my life wasted for way too small of a payout. Peter, on the other hand, would have 0 cents and a rapt audience. I especially loved the way he told our story about the day we met. It was late spring 3 years ago. We lived in Richmond at the time, a mere 5 blocks separating his sleek apartment in a renovated Italianate from my shabby, not quite chic version of the same kind of place. On my way home from work, I detoured through the park, which I never did, but the weather was perfect, and I was wearing a floppy-brimmed hat, which I never had, but Mom mailed it to me the week before, and I felt like I owed it to her to at least try it out. I was reading as I walked, which I'd vowed to stop doing because I'd nearly caused a bike accident doing so weeks earlier, when suddenly a warm breeze caught the hat's brim. It lifted off my head and swooped over an azalea bush, right to a tall, handsome, blonde man's feet. Peter said this felt like an invitation, laughed almost self-deprecatingly as he added, "I'd never believed in fate before that." If it was fate, then it's reasonable to assume fate a little bit hates me, because when he bent to retrieve the hat, another gust swept it into the air, and I chased after it right into a trash can. The metal kind, bolted to the ground. My hat landed atop a pile of discarded lo mein, the lip of the can smashed into my rib cage, and I did a wheezing pratfall into the grass. Peter described this as adorably clumsy. He left out the part where I screamed a string of expletives. "I fell in love with Daphne the moment I looked up from her hat," he'd say. No mention of the trash noodles in my hair. When he asked if I was okay, I said, "Did I kill a bicyclist?" He thought I'd hit my head. Nope, just bad at first impressions. Over the last 3 years, Peter dusted off our story every chance he got. I was sure he'd work it into both our vows and his wedding reception speech. But then his bachelor party happened, and everything